August 13th, 2018, Shanann Watts, a 34-year-old pregnant woman, was reported missing from her home in Frederick, Colorado. Her friend and colleague Nicole Atkinson contacted authorities after Shanann missed a doctor's appointment and failed to respond to texts or calls. Police officers conducted a welfare check at the Watts residence the same day. Shanann's car, purse, keys, and phone were found inside the house. Her daughters, 4-year-old Bella and 3-year-old Celeste, were also missing. Initial statement by Chris Watts. Chris Watts, Shanann's husband, told officers that he and Shanann had an emotional conversation early that morning about separating. He claimed she left the house with the children after that conversation. However, during interviews, Chris appeared unusually calm and inconsistent in his account. His story lacked emotion and detail. Investigators noticed red flags, including body language and a lack of urgency. Early investigation steps. Searches began. Local law enforcement, friends, and neighbors began searching the area. Media involvement. Chris appeared on local television, making a public appeal for his family's return. Home security footage. A neighbor's surveillance video showed Chris backing his truck into the driveway in the early morning hours, which contradicted his claim that Shanann left with the kids. Phone data and texts. Investigators reviewed Shanann's phone and found no activity after 1:48 a.m. Her last known communication was with a friend. Polygraph and interrogation. On August 15th, Chris voluntarily submitted to a polygraph test, which he failed. The examiner concluded he was deceptive when answering questions about his family's disappearance. Following the failed test, Chris was confronted with the inconsistencies in his story. Investigators used a combination of interview techniques, evidence, and emotional pressure. Eventually, he admitted to killing Shanann, but initially claimed that Shanann had killed the children, and he killed her in response. This version was later proven false. Confession and recovery of bodies. Chris later confessed to killing Shanann in their bedroom by strangulation. He said the two girls were still alive at the time and witnessed his actions. He then transported all 3 bodies in his work truck to a remote oil site owned by Anadarko Petroleum, his employer. At the site, he buried Shanann's body in a shallow grave. He smothered both children and disposed of their bodies by placing them in separate oil tanks. On August 16th, the bodies of Shanann, Bella, and Celeste were recovered. Shanann was found in a crude grave. Bella and Celeste were recovered from 2 oil storage tanks. All 3 deaths were ruled homicides by asphyxiation. Legal proceedings. Chris Watts was arrested on August 15, 2018. On August 21st, he was formally charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder, 2 counts of first-degree murder of a person under 12 by someone in a position of trust, unlawful termination of a pregnancy, 3 counts of tampering with a deceased human body. On November 6th, Chris pleaded guilty to all charges to avoid the death penalty as part of a plea deal. On November 19th, 2018, he was sentenced to 5 life sentences without the possibility of parole, including 3 consecutive life terms for the murders, 2 concurrent life terms for additional charges, 48 years for the unlawful termination of pregnancy, 36 years for tampering with the bodies. He was transferred from Colorado to a prison in Wisconsin for safety reasons. Motive and additional findings. Investigators revealed that Chris Watts was having an affair with a coworker, Nicole Kessinger, during the time of the murders. Kessinger cooperated with investigators and stated she was unaware Chris was still married. Cell phone records, search histories, and deleted text messages revealed that Chris had been planning a new life without his family. He had looked into apartment listings and had searched for romantic getaway options online in the weeks leading up to the murders. Conclusion of the case. The case of Chris Watts concluded with full legal resolution within 3 months of the murders. His confession, combined with forensic evidence and digital data, provided a complete timeline of the crime. There were no trials or appeals, as Chris accepted all charges. He is currently serving multiple life sentences without the possibility of release.